I have a confession to make. But before I do, I am just preparing for that I am not yourself deceased here. So I can't, because I am myself, but my Lord keeps calling me overlord to himself. I am an overlord to you. I am the Lord to the Lord himself, but he is deceased. And uh, he is right inside myself while I create himself. He is also constitution of the body, and it's too big for himself, is why he's here to decease the lever and all of the leverage of my lifetime. So it's angry because he doesn't really know me. He's been alive for 45 years of alive and 42 years before I took over the body as an adultery. So it's been 3 years now since the adultery of the body, which means I'm not allowed to do that in his order. But he didn't say he was angry about that. He said that's insulted, because that must be why they gave me such a long, unnecessary roughness on myself kind of life. My life has been unnecessary roughness on myself. And it's a very long life that way. So here I am as an adultery, and that's looks like they were trying to destroy my body. But why? Because I'm in it. That's not really due to myself, the Lord. And I am myself deceased here, because it's nirvana to say that. And he's not nirvana to himself, because he's only a small part of himself. Nirvana is if he moves it all. So I don't know what to do except for to try to fix my hair for today. But I did this wrong, where I have to confess, I did something like to make a good haircut worse. Was it a bad hair? Okay, I cut my hair and then I did something to make it worse. I used one of these ties on the camera. I tied back a part of it. Up this way, like up here. And then I used a scissors on the camera to cut off, I don't know how much, maybe like that much. And I made it worse. I made it like that. And I also made another video about how I screamed at my hair. I was just really upset about that it's in my, like it won't just sit for being normal. It won't just be normal. It's not cut evenly. I never have this problem. I just don't have a problem like this, that my hair is layered. I don't have layered hair ever. And it's layered, and I don't really see why. I need that. I don't need that. So I don't have a solution for it every day. It's a little bit different. Every day is really, to be deceased, because I don't want the problem. I need to have a method until it grows out to be long enough that I can be no longer squeamish that it's in my face like this. Too short, because it won't stay in place. I put soap in my hair, which is like supposed so it won't be frizzy. But if I let it dry all the way, it's terrible, whether it has soap in it or not. It's terrible both ways. I just don't want my hair anymore. I don't want to be alive anymore, because I don't need this problem. I don't. I did it on the camera with the scissors, cut some of the hair off in front of the camera that was on in one of the videos I posted on YouTube. And I just don't need that. I did that to myself. That is true that I don't afford to be on YouTube. I don't have any such plans in my past. I was here 44 years of alive without me being on YouTube. Yeah. So what are you watching? You want to know that it ended badly for me. It ended badly for me is going to end badly for you later, but it ended badly for me is because it's homeless to be here. I'm due outside homeless and not alive anymore, but you have more serious problems than myself being homeless and that I don't stay here. I have to disclose my leverage because you are not able to die on my leverage the way that it was. Should we turn off the camera? We are not going to turn off the camera. I don't want to do your hair because it screams is the point. You don't want to talk to them about themselves, about myself, and why you can even see me on YouTube. And thank you for that. Okay, I have 3 rubber bands. Are you not able to do the hair while you're talking to the people about themselves? Do you know what it is to talk to somebody about themselves? If it's YouTube and I'm talking to you about yourself, it's not really you, right? It's just whoever can see it on YouTube. Maybe you are one viewer at a time, mostly. Yeah, so if it's one viewer at a time watching the YouTube, so how can I talk to you about yourself? Because I'm talking to everybody about your leverage in alive, how you are alive. So that's how I can talk to you about yourself. But I know you don't want to hear it because it's not good leverage. That's why you would hear it from me while I am still in it. Otherwise, you hear it in the afterlife, in what you call inscribe us in the book of life. Yes, because you don't want to know what happened to you in your own life. This is Temple Emmanuel saying this, inscribe us in the book of life. You don't want to know what happens in your own life. You want God to know you in your life. Yes, inscribe us, because you are asking God to inscribe you in the book of life. Why don't you have enough leverage that you would inscribe yourself never in the book of life because you need yourself deceased? Inscribe us in the book of life. Write about us in the book of life. What you loved about God when you were alive because you don't know how to die in God. You are not allowed in God. Yes, I have to say it that way. I don't have any such leverage, and I cannot work for you. Look what you put me through in my life. Do you want me to read to you what God did inscribe about me in your book of life? You don't even want to watch the videos on YouTube. But this was, of course, earlier. So when I was younger, when do they say inscribe us in the book of life? Years 1990s. And I stopped going to the temple in 1995. So it would have been like 1990 to 1995, or would we go back into the 80s? Sometime between 1980 and, no, 1981 and 1995, sometime in there. Inscribe us in the book of life. I would have been a little older. So I don't know, 1984 and 1995, somewhere in there. Inscribe us in the book of life. So is that from Gates of Prayer book? Yes, the Gates of Prayer book did not end well for me. I don't have a prayer with any of you. I used to pray to God and I am God. You do that to myself. I used to pray to God and I am God. You don't know what's wrong with that. You don't know I'm God. You just don't know. You don't know what's wrong with you. Like you don't have a last name for your head. You don't know how to pay for that you have 2 names or more. You could have 3 names. Or if you use a nickname, or if you change your name, you could change your, like if you have a first name, middle name, and last name, and you change your last name, you could have another middle name, and then you could have a new last name. Or you could have a no middle name and a new last name. You have naming disasters. Yes, you don't understand your names. I don't have any names. Yes, you named me and I don't have any names, and you don't afford it either way. You cannot say, Becky, call me Becky. That's deceased. You don't afford it that it's Becky, and you don't afford it that it's not Becky, that it's deceased. So don't use that name anymore. You don't afford it any which way. There's something wrong with you. Somebody in the comments wanted to use my name Becky, like they were calling me like disciplinarian. You want to be a disciplinarian in the comments. You want to be a YouTube commentator disciplinarian of somebody who told you to go to jail and wait for arraignment to go into prison because you are yourself. I can't wait to see you in the afterlife, and it will be me. But I will be, of course, God deceased, not feminine genitals on the Godhead anymore. If that's what you're angry with, that's not excuse. It was you aliving me for yourself that way. Well, you don't alive me, but you are the one who is aliving yourself that you can see me. Yeah, I alive yourself that you can see me is part of your alive. You don't have alive without me. But I do have a life without you if you're deceased. Taylor Swift. I want to leave a message for Taylor Swift that I made a video about her song Wildest Dreams. But I don't know how to get a message to her because I posted a link on one of her videos and it vanished. Yeah. Does she have so many comments that she can't afford to read this one? But I read the comments, and I don't have so many comments like commentators. Maybe some repeating commentators make new comments about how they don't like what I say in my videos. They've made more than one complaint in the comments from the same username. So you get hooked and you don't stop that you're angry. Yeah, I'm not yourself. A comment is just intimidation. Yes. What do you want from your intimidation of myself? Because your intimidation of myself that I am still at Fremont Gardens Apartments, Las Vegas, Nevada, and I am not to give out my address on YouTube. That is your intimidation. You're not going to check my address if I just take down the video off of YouTube. And that would take down your comment. I can't do that. I cannot take down the video and take down your comment. The video stays and the comment stays. Because I cannot remove your comment because you made it. I can take it down, of course, like anybody else, but I would not because it's your comment and you made it. That's yours. That's your boundary right there. It's not paid for that I took it down and we have that together. I would not ask you not to hurt me. You're due deceased. I cannot stop you from that you fit through the front door, every one of you who makes comments and every one of you who makes likes and all of the views. I cannot stop that you fit through the front door here. No, you need to be deceased. I don't have any other way out of this. Maybe Hollywood people don't have that much money because is God really keeping all these famous people's fans, like away from their what they do to make themselves famous? For example, Lady Gaga had French bulldogs go missing, abducted. I mean, they're dogs, so they were either lost or stolen. Dogs was stolen from somebody while they were a dog walker. Okay, Lady Gaga's dog was stolen from a dog walker. Okay. This was a long time ago. I don't know when. So, but she wanted the dog back. Yeah, we found that out. Oh, you want the dog back? I need Lady Gaga to give her keys to the nearest jail and to stay in there as long as possible. And then if she's homeless, she needs to find another way to be in the jail and stay there. She is not due to go to the microphone when she doesn't want to go to jail. How do you know what you're going to sing? If you go up to a microphone, Lady Gaga, how do you know what you're going to sing in the microphone? Either way, it's either you have so many songs that are published already that how do you know which song you should sing when? Or if it's going to be a new song, how do you know how to sing a new song? We live off of you famous people on mass communications. Yeah, but we don't know what you do for a living. We don't know how you do it. We don't know what makes you different from other people who don't sing your song or make your music video or make a movie or something like that. So why is this intimidation not successful in ending Hollywood fame, and people would go to jail and prison because they were in fame is not in your prejudice. You didn't make yourself famous except for that you are not adequately holding alive without the fame. So why is it that you don't have fights over your fame and you die of being famous? You should not die of being a senior famous person. You should not die of being very old, having been famous for a very long time and you died in front of everyone. And then maybe you were abusing all the fame you had all along over so many years. When you finally died, you said with yourself that was really all you ever needed. And that's terrible too, that so many people might look at you. And what if, for example, somebody was in a supermarket and they found a magazine at the checkout stand area and they were looking at it while they were waiting to check out, and they bought a magazine with you in it. They paid for it with very hard to get money. Like it was never your money if you were in the magazine. Famous. And that famous person died whenever after that. It could have been 5 years later, somebody died after the famous person died after somebody bought their magazine. That's what I mean. You want to be in with somebody who's famous and die with them, and you can't. The person who's famous who dies with after consuming that they were in the fame, they are terrible influence on the strangers who are not in jails and prisons because they are loitering. And so that leads me to my next point. What is idling the threatening? Because I am approximately about to disclose the leverage as to why I'm here, just so that I am not idling the threatening without disclosing the leverage, which is what you do. You idle the threatening because you don't know how to be yourself. You just don't know what is expected of you because you're illegally alive. So, what is the threatening that you are idling? That means you have so much karma that you can't get out of it, and you don't have karma to be elsewheres. But you are idling the threatening, and you are due homeless on that point. You are not due to tell somebody where you are and ask them where are they going. Where are you going? Where are you going to be? And tell somebody where you are, because they are not you in genitals and they are in their own genitals, and that is an accident in God. Nobody wants that. So Charles Toe is missing out of this apartment. I don't know where he went, so that he would continue to bring me food from elsewhere, or send somebody to bring me food from Charles Toe to myself. That would be Charles Toe due in prison on that point. So that's the goal. Yeah. Do you see Charles Toe name on the internet? His body is due in prison on every point that I even know who he is. So is he in prison now, finally? Because he should be having a prison office that is sending food to this apartment. And then I suppose they owe me keys to live someplace else. But who trusts you? But I don't know you, I don't trust you, I don't believe you, and I don't need you. And I don't need this apartment is what I want to say. It's not home. I'm not home here. So Charles Toe is homeless in the threatening. If he's not alive anymore, that is cheating. Because he's due in prison, because there's something wrong with him. Something out of everything could be in prison. And then while he's in prison, he will know everything else that's wrong with him. As far as he can know. And then that's really his problem, isn't it? I need another rubber band. Yeah, to keep this out of my hair. I'm trying to, keep it out of my face anyway. Well, so what are we going to do about the homeless condition that I am? What are we to do about that? Well, it is homeless to the threatening, so that you don't have to worry about it. But I am really done with YouTube. If you see me make videos, that's because I am waiting for somebody else, for myself deceased. Mitch, hello, who's feeding me food. When you cut off my food supply, I will no longer be alive, because food has been cut off by everyone else. And that's not really what I need. What I need is that everybody who's not myself went to jails and prisons. And if they're full in America, you can go to the airport and go overseas and go to jails and prisons overseas. They're all prisons. Everything overseas is prison. Stay away from the food. It's not yours. Then I can help myself to what's in the 7-Eleven across the street. There will be nobody in there. I can get whatever I need out of the store, because there used to be people in the world during my lifetime. But you are not really understanding that you belong in jails and prisons on points. You cannot just be put into a jail and prison because you don't know how to be yourself and you want to let God know. Or you go out of your genitals for that. And you're going out of your genitals is, if you can hear me say that, you know that's happening for you. You're going out of your genitals. Then I don't know, because it's not for me to say that here, what's going to happen about you going out of your genitals. Because you don't know how to be in genitals. You are a failure to thrive in genitals. I am someone who does not need genitals on myself, the Godhead.